ironically, it is important to have some male energy present because men need to be a part of the conversation as well to expand the appreciation. We are a consumer as well.
Absolutely.
We are a consumer as well.
Absolutely. And there is a male broadcaster on the TNT broadcast. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but of course at leadership, Alex Bazell, who's Nafisa Collier's husband, is behind the scenes running things. So
I ain't talking about that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm
in
talking
front of
about
the camera.
Yes,
it's gonna be there.
Let me be the Taylor Rooks of Unrivaled. Why can't I be the Taylor Rooks of Unrivaled?
You can be. Just talk about women's sports more.
Folks, we've got a familiar face in the building with us today. She's joined us once before, but we had to bring her back because she always brings the heat. She's an accomplished sports journalist and the co-founder of Bold and Brilliant Light. Y'all give a big welcome back to the one and only Bianca Peart. What's up, cousin?
What's up, cuzzos?
What's up, Blueberry? Blueberry, looking like a Smurf, big Smurf, not the little one, elephant wallpaper.
Yes, with my watermelon earrings. I'm bringing the fruits. I'm bringing all the goods.
Firstly, how you feeling? How your spirit doing today?
I'm well, taking it one day at a time. 2025 has already kicked a lot of us in the butt. So, just one day at a time, gratitude and just trying to bring the energy,
Yeah.
I dig.
And Rodney, we're glad that you're back home and safe.
It's whatever, you know what I'm saying? Boy, you always want to get back home. I'm always laying on my feet. I'm like a cat, baby. You feel me?
All right, let's jump into the first topic here for Bianca. This last month has been a roller coaster for former Colorado 2A star Travis Hunter. Of course, he won the Heisman Trophy back on December 14th, but unfortunately, more people were focused on his relationship with his fiance after social media got a hold of some old pictures and videos of her during the time that it was alleged that her and Travis were together. Now, this caused Travis to deactivate his social media pages. Now, this week, Deion Sanders was asked about all of this on Tamron Hall's talk show. Prime told her that he was actually disappointed that Travis decided to step away from social media in what he called a pity party. He says that he's encouraging Travis to keep moving forward, of course, for the money and the endorsements. Bianca, what did you make of this whole situation with Travis Hunter and then Deion Sanders' response to it all?
Well, I think Deion Sanders has a valid point. He's been in the game for eras and he knows what it takes to amplify your brand, make the money, make the bands. And Deion said, this is not a time to deactivate your account. This is when you activate. He has sponsorships on the line. He's a Heisman winner. He's a top draft pick, NFL draft pick. So although there's a lot going on in his personal life, you cannot allow that to get to you because this is just the beginning of his career. He's about to be a professional athlete. It's going to get more chippy. It's going to get a lot louder, especially depending on where he gets drafted, which could be New York, which is a top market. So this is just the beginning of what's to come for Travis. I think he needs to remain on social media. Obviously, there's a lot happening. Protect the mental health. Maybe, work on the comments or something, but he should not be disappearing. This is not a time to go hide.
Is it disappearing because I don't want to talk to strangers? Are we that obsessed with social media that now it is a mandate that I have it just because I'm exceptionally talented? There used to be a time many, many moons ago, I know we can barely remember it, y'all, when you could just be really great and not have to be your own biggest self-promoter. If the young man figures that social media is to his detriment in this season of joy, right, in this moment in which he's coming off of winning the Heisman, is going to be no less than a top 3 draft pick. If he feels like social media is having a negative impact on his mental health or he just don't want to see some, then by all means, deactivate it. I'm rolling. I love it. I love that a young man is not having an outpouring of emotions on social media and crying online. By all means, don't do that. We don't need no more tears online.
So you don't think that him deactivating is an outcry of emotions? I think it's the outcry of emotion. I feel like he let the people get to him, Rodney. I feel like he should have kept his accounts and had people run them. You don't have to have them on your phone, but you need to get that back, though. Like Coach Prime said, have people run it and post whatever he needs to post to get the bread. Don't stop your bag because people hurt your feelings.
Samaria, this young man has a shoe deal with Adidas, okay?
And I'm sure in that deal he has to post, right?
He is not the seventh man on Kentucky's basketball team, okay? This is a Heisman Trophy winner. He does not need to worry about having a Sheen Instagram partnership, all right? Like, he's not out here selling fat tummy tea, okay? The man has a legitimate Adidas shoe deal and will be a number 3 draft pick in the NFL. We do not care about your $25,000 check, fam. Like, no, my mental health is worth a lot more than your Instagram post. Are you, what?
Listen, it's a new era where everyone wants to see what's happening in his world. Now, I know he does have a podcast, which he's a part of and, involved in. But I think, there's a way to handle things. We could bring up our friend Shannon Sharp. He has someone else running his account. There are these high, wealthy people bringing in income who have people running their accounts. I think there's alternatives to shying away and like deactivating something that is a part of Travis. That's kind of who he is. Like, it's not like he randomly got an account. Like, people have grown to love and understand and see behind the scenes of Travis. So I think it's pertinent to keep that line there. Now, how you discipline, like, have someone run the account or go on there 1 hour a day. I think there's ways to attack it by just like disappearing.
No, he's been streaming. He's still been doing this gaming thing, right? Like, it's not like he's in a hole somewhere, like he's in a cave, right? But also, I want to take it away from Travis for just a second. This is what happens when you choose the wrong partner.
Is it the wrong partner?
This is what happens when you choose the wrong partner who puts a kind of spotlight on you that you don't desire to be in. In the most beautiful moment, the culmination of years and years of hard work, right? All of that gets overshadowed by a relationship. Yeah. And I'm not trying to say that women got to be small and shrink themselves, but in this season, I would imagine that most men, most women as well, would prefer their partner to not take the spotlight away from the culmination of years and years of hard work.
Because all of this is so unfortunate. Like, he is the Heisman Trophy winner. He is the best player in college football right now. And the only thing that people are talking about is his relationship and finding old videos and pictures of his fiance. It's very unfortunate and very tragic. But
what is her talent? What does she do? What does she invest? Like, is she good at anything? Like, if she was good at something, I'd be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, she's She plays volleyball. She runs whatever it is. She doesn't have a talent.
She got some following, but that's beside the point. The point
following ain't talent. We gotta stop conflating. Following is not talent. Please.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not saying that's a talent, but she has a following. Obviously they're seeing what's happening. But I think with like the whole boyfriend, that's it. Well, now they fiance, I don't know, engaged. It's just very complicated. And I don't think like your spouse should be. It seems like his spouse is the reason why he deactivated. It's not like he's getting all this attention for being a Heisman winner, a top draft pick. It's like the relationship that's infiltrating. So that's where the conversation needs to be had. You shouldn't shut down everything because your relationship is going up in the spotlight. Unfortunately, we all love Deion Sanders, love him to death. Wish he could, he knows how to give advice on the bag. Relationships, I don't know about that, but
yeah, don't do that. That's funny. But Deion ain't never had to navigate NIL waters, right? There are new circumstances, there are new impediments to happiness and joy that Deion himself never had to deal with, right? Like, he came up in an era where we glorified the athlete and wasn't really invested in poking holes in who people are the way that we operate and exist today. So Travis is dealing with an entire new set of circumstances that even Deion himself has never had to deal with.
And I know we were probably running out of time, but Rodney, I do want to ask you, do you feel like people are poking holes at Travis, or do you think that people are trying to protect him? Because I feel like it's such a thin line.
I think this is a rare instance where I think both things are happening at the same time, right? Mm-hmm. There is a faction of people who do just enjoy seeing people miserable, right? And don't understand how words and conversation have an impact and effect on people. And on the flip side, there is a large contingency of people who are really trying to rescue him from what we all think is inevitably going to happen with his relationship. It's like putting Zion in New Orleans, right? When Zion got drafted to New Orleans, we were like, yo, the food is too good for somebody with that body type to be in New Orleans. We knew what the outcome was going to be. But with Travis's fiance, we know where this is going. So yes, I want to see people interject and intervene in this young man's life and not allow him to go down a path of what will inevitably be sheer embarrassment. We know what this is going to be. We know. So, Big B, earlier in the show, we were talking about Caitlin Clark and her stalker. I guess we don't have to focus on that so much because the real conversation in women's basketball right now is more so about unrivaled basketball, right? This new league that is taking place down in Miami. I'm jealous that I'm not there. I can't believe I'm actually not there. What have been some of the things that you've observed so far? What are your thoughts on the league in totality?
Yes, I'm very excited about Unrivaled. It's literally a league of its own, 3 versus 3 women's basketball, founded by active WNBA players, Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. So this is awesome because it's women backed, active players. They know what it's like to, create a league and have these star players come together and show out. And what's great about Unrivaled is that it's happening over the next 10 weeks, where typically WNBA players would go overseas. And, this is now an opportunity for players to stay on the home turf in the United States, in this case, Miami, where they get to showcase their skills and get the bag, okay? Because the average salary is about $222,000 per player, which is more than like almost the max salary for a WNBA player. So one, they're getting paid, they're getting exposure, they're getting sponsorships. The league is doing unparalleled things. Like they have a sponsorship with Sephora, the top beauty brand. It just sounds like literally an alley-oop. I know the counterpart, the WNBA, there's so many opportunities to build those sponsorships. So Unrivaled is showcasing what it takes to build a league, players first. And what I also love is that it's like fan appreciation league, because Unrivaled has unveiled the hood. They're allowing fans to see what the process looks like, from designing the logos, designing the team names, giving context clues of all the 36 players who are being unveiled. Like, it's become a fandom and a huge just like excitement overall, that they get to see their players, their favorite players during the off season right in Miami, front row every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the next 10 weeks. I'm excited. Literally a league of its own, and it's going to be breaking a lot of records, setting the tone for how other leagues, especially women's league, can navigate the field. All their games will be broadcasted on TNT, crazy sponsorships. It's just literally unrivaled, baby.
Now, see, we've talked about this a lot on this platform with Unrivaled. You have Athletes Unlimited that just wrapped up their season. Do you feel like any of them can compete with the WNBA?
I mean, I think they like in terms of taking over the I don't know where they're just yet. Maybe like down the road, but I do know that the WNBA, they're on their toes. They need to take action. They need to make steps, because I know they're already doing expansion. They're now expanding 2 teams. They have Toronto for a first team outside of the United States that will be joining the W this upcoming season. Then they have the Golden State Valkyries, that another team that will be expanding. And then, by 2026, there will be 4 additional teams on expanded within the W, already 2 of them, Toronto, Golden State. So there's definitely WNBA is on their toes. They definitely are taking it seriously, because they had it for the first time ever. They now have chartered flights. Before, players were taking commercial flights. Like, I could see Angel Reese on the Delta flight on the way to a game. Like, now players are flying private. It's just becoming, they gotta take advantage and take quick action, because if not, these other leagues are going to take over.
I would be so pissed if I played in Toronto and my salary already wasn't, and now I got to deal with international taxes, and then oh my goodness, that would drive me up a wall. Anyway, I want to kind of change the mentality around how we think about the competition between Unrivaled and the WNBA. I think it is to the benefit of all parties involved to work in tandem and to be in support of one another with these 2 leagues. I think they should not be viewed as competitors, but more so as drivers and facilitators of more appreciation of women's basketball. Because the leagues, like you said, they're different. The game style is different. This is full court 3-on-3 basketball versus traditional 5-on-5 basketball. Some of the rules are very different as well. But the exposure, right, by virtue of having people know more on a personal, intimate level, these players that are playing in Unrivaled that also play in the WNBA, it also gives the WNBA a chance to benefit from this league as well, giving more year-round coverage for women's basketball. So I just want to make sure that we're not competing these women against women, because that is, or pitting these women against women, because that is something that is often said, especially in the media. It's not like Mav. Mav Carter is about to start or trying to start a new basketball league to rival the NBA, seeking out about $5 billion as well. So that would be more of like a rivalry thing, trying to create a competitor for the NBA. But I think Unrivaled is very different in their approach.
Absolutely. And there's limited spots. So like it's good to have Unrivaled, AU, and, all these other leagues because it's hard in these streets, especially for women. There's so many talented players who are not on the roster right now. Like bring back Taya, bring back some other names, So it's just great to provide as many opportunities as possible in the United States.
Hold on.
She said it.
Hold on. They need some more male energy down there. I get that we out here celebrating women, but we gotta have some balance. Can I be a sideline reporter? Can I get some? Can a brother be present out there on the media tip and get welcomed and warmed and embraced? I don't see no male interactions, and we need that. That is, and I'm not trying to be funny, but ironically, it is important to have some male energy present because men need to be a part of the conversation as well to expand the appreciation. We are a consumer as well.
Absolutely.
We are a consumer as well.
Absolutely. And there is a male broadcaster on the TNT broadcast. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but of course at leadership, Alex Bazell, who's Nafisa Collier's husband, is behind the scenes running things. So
I ain't talking about that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm
in
talking
front of
about
the camera.
Yes,
it's gonna be there.
Let me be the Taylor Rooks of Unrivaled. Why can't I be the Taylor Rooks of Unrivaled?
You can be. Just talk about women's sports more. Once you talk about women's sports,
do I not, Samaria?
We do.
Okay.
I'm passionate.
I know you're passionate.
We talk about women.
We're all passionate. I think that's the beauty. And then again, because of this new league, this is an opportunity for all of us to be those stars, if you will. Tweet about it, thread about it, X about it, TikTok about it, all them things about it. And that's what brings everyone together. So even though we're not maybe affiliated with them yet, it takes us talking about it now and talking about it here because that's how we get picked and poached, and then we'll be a part of the Unrivaled squad.
10 weeks in Miami with beautiful basketball players just sounds like my kind of assignment. Okay, pro bono work, whatever y'all need. Okay.
Oh,
anyways, Bianca, you made a great point. You brought up Taya Cooper. I'm trying to think of some of the other women who were complete dogs in college that aren't in the WNBA. What was the point guard for LSU? Alex Morgan or Morris? Alexis Morris. Like she's one. Like I'm trying to think of like some other women that were really, really good in college that didn't get the opportunity to play because there just weren't any spots. Do you feel like hopefully this could be maybe an avenue for them to stay over here instead of having to go play overseas too?
I think there's an avenue for sure. I know this is the inaugural season for Unrivaled, and I imagine they have a lot of plans. I would love to see, I don't want to say like the G League version, but I would love to see an extended version, perhaps during the WNBA season where there is like a G League element where those stars who were drafted but aren't on a roster can play and show off their craft. So there's certainly opportunity. And then they have Paige Beckers and Flau'jae Johnson representing for the future is Unrivaled. So I hope they're able to leverage the youth and figure out a way to incorporate them and have them play because everybody wants the ball.
I'm surprised they decided to be in Florida, considering all of the politics that exist down in Florida. I know that's been a part of the conversation as well. Unfortunately, the political atmosphere down in Florida is not, we'll say, feminine, does not benefit women. We'll just say it like that, lightly.
They say Miami is different.
Yeah.
They separate Miami.
No.
That's what the black people in Miami say, that Miami is not the rest of Florida. Just like Atlanta, we say we're Atlanta, we're not Georgia. Like it's different.
I think there's some people who would argue in Miami how it's still not doing what it needs to give. But that is literally the nature of Unrivaled. It's not tied to an actual location. They're called basketball clubs for a reason, so that they can pick up and have another season in a different city, like maybe Nashville or Philly, who knows? Yeah. Obviously, I imagine they want to have it at a place that's conducive to weather, since it's during the winter time and flying in and out of the cities. So, like, you're kind of left with the South, and inherently you're going left L.A. I mean, that's a vibe. LA 2028 Olympics. We could get Unrivaled there that season. Who knows? Yeah. There's plenty of opportunities, but I think that was something that Nafis and Brianna Stewart were thinking of. Like, how can we make this transferable so that not only they could do it in the States, they could do it overseas if they really wanted to, even though I know that's against the point. But it's meant to travel and be mobile.
Got you. Well, we appreciate you, Bianca. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for this blue outfit that you rocking. It's very presidential. I mean, it's looking real magnifique.
Thank you so much for coming back and blessing us with your insights and your energy once again. Y'all make sure to follow her and support her journey. And don't forget to let us know in the comments who you would like to see next time on the show.